Hi Tubesters, this is week 4 post-surgery for vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I'm going to be doing maybe more than a few videos over the next few days. I've been putting off a lot of them, what they've been rattling around in my head, the subjects for them, for a while, so I guess there will be more to see. What prompted all of this? Well, before I get to that, because everybody seems to want to know your progress in terms of scale weight, I lost 3 pounds in the last week. So, and I'm going to do an overall update on Sunday, I guess, will be my 1-month surgiversary. So I'll be doing a lot more then and going over totals and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to put off to then any discussion about that kind of measuring and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into progress and in terms of weight and inches and all that stuff, knock yourself out in a couple of days. 3 days, 4 days, well, whatever Sunday is, and today's Thursday. Okay, so what have I been putting off? A few things. The biggest one for me is really getting into those deeper issues of why I put on weight in the first place, why I take it off and then put it back on, and a few other things. It's mostly about emotion for me, and for lack of a better word at this point, psychological issues. A lot of them very typical for people, I'm sure. Self-esteem issues, anger, depression, which I've gone for years with the idea that depression is anger turned inward, and I do believe that's the case for me. But there are some very specific reasons why I ate myself into oblivion. And as I'm going through this weight loss journey, I've mentioned before that it feels like I'm peeling back years in my life, peeling back the layers through remembering where I was when I was this weight kind of thing. And so I'm going back in time and revisiting where I was when I was last this weight and what was I doing, and if I was going up on the scale at that time, why? And dealing with some of those things hasn't been the easiest. So I've been procrastinating, really diving in as deeply as I keep telling myself that I will. However, I've made some progress. I took out some books, was reading them, doing some of the exercises in them. I've been reaching out to various sources that I have for talking over issues. I'm lucky that both my employer and Aetna have lots and lots of resources of people to talk to, whether it's nutritionists, therapists, nurses who specialize in bariatric weight loss. They're chock full of resources, and dealing with them on the phone has been a pretty easy thing, and it's free, so, included in my health insurance. So what excuses do I have? Well, anyway, I've put off doing one-on-one in-person therapy for a while for several reasons, and I think they're all pretty rational and not just making excuses for myself. But I have gone on and taken the step of deciding that I'm going to connect with somebody more personally. It might allow me to go a little deeper and be more accountable and have someone more directly let me know when I'm hitting the bullshit meter kind of hard. So, I am going to be talking as I go along the way of dealing with these issues, what these issues are. Either I'll bore you to death and you can click it off, which is great, or maybe it will mean something to you, or maybe it'll be entertainment, or who knows. But I'm doing it for me, essentially. And really this whole journey has been for me. For once in my life, I'm not doing it because I want to please someone else. This is for me and my health, and not only my health weight-wise, but mentally, emotionally. It's time to really complete the circle. I think I'm in a really good place now, actually maybe the best I've been since I was a kid. And by way of explanation, I would say that I have struggled with depression since at least, I remember going back to at least junior high. Of course, we didn't recognize that as depression at that time. It was many years later before, looking back, I understood that that's when things started with me. From depression, or in addition to the depression, I had a whole lot of other issues, which are going to be subject to other videos, mainly because this one I think is going to be watched by friends and family who I'm going to make you guys work a little harder to find my future videos, because they might be uncomfortable. Well, maybe for me, knowing that you might be watching it, that might be uncomfortable for you. I don't know. Anyway, that's just a hint or warning or something like that of things to come. So, I guess I'll say before I wrap up this particular video, what I've been doing this week is working on portion control, which has always been an issue. I've been great, I think, at having good quality food going into my system, at least since 2003 or 2, when I first started, 2003, when I first started, decided to make my first big weight loss journey, when I went from 230 down to 185, and I did it at age 48 by training for a triathlon and doing my first triathlon in second and third that year. And I got really aware of the quality of food that goes in and what happens, and how it impacts on your performance. And since I'm so competitive and didn't want to be not only the oldest and the fattest or something like that, I didn't want to be last. So I paid attention to such things as fuel and learned to look at food as fuel and look at the quality of it. Before that, I had been pretty good too, but then I became kind of super religious about food since then. So where my problems come in, overeating, definitely overeating, and abusively so at times. Again, future topic. So portion control has been something that I've been working on this week, because I know I've got to get that under control. And of course, having these sleeves, and you can only eat so much or you're going to suffer. And aversion therapy works for me. But I'm kind of concerned that what will happen when the day comes when I'm no longer feeling uncomfortable or whatever from eating too much, then what? Well, I want to instill those good habits that I know, that we all know we should have. So here's what I'm doing about portion control. I'm getting little vessels to put my food in. This is leftover. This is what's left of my lunch, where I had some Amy's lentil soup and that. This is what my yogurt goes into. And then I've been on a sashimi kick this week. I went to Whole Foods and bought a couple of sushi grade fish, one tuna and the other kamachi, I think it is, Hawaiian whitefish. And I cut them up in little slivers and I put them in, this is what my new plate is a little bit, this is little bit of bone that I didn't eat. So this is my plate. This is my soup bowl. And if you can tell, compared to my hands, how big or little they are, my dessert. So all in all, you can fit 1 to 2 ounces worth of things in each of those things. I still think I'm probably eating more than most from what I understand. Again, at 4 weeks out, people are still somewhere in the 2 to 4 inch, oh gosh, 2 to 4 ounces of food range per meal, and I manage to get more like 4 to 5, maybe 6 sometimes ounces in. Don't know, but I'm trying to eat naturally, eat to the point where I'm not overfull but satisfied. So, and I am accomplishing that. I am continuing to lose weight, and most especially losing inches and getting toned, which are my main priorities, which I've talked about before and will keep on talking about in the future. So anyway, that's it for now. I will have more videos coming. It'll be a little less rambling, perhaps, I hope, a little more organized. So take care. Have a great day.